how you doing? Welcome to Mission 500. Now, apologies, this is live. I've tried to go live twice for this session and my internet just kept saying no. It just kept cutting me out. So I went live for a few seconds and then boom, no, it was trying to reconnect. And they did it twice, so I thought, you know what, I'm not doing it anymore. I'm not doing it. I'm just going to record, okay? Better use of my time instead of wasting time trying to do something that's just not going to work for me. It's like, wow, I'll record. So I am going to miss the interaction. I really am, guys. So as you're watching this, please do comment, make any statements, any feedback that you may have as you go along. So this session is all about talking about pole qualifications, pole instructor qualifications. Are they worth it? Should we seek out instructors that have them? Those kind of questions, anything you may have. So as we go along, if you do have any questions, write them down. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. Okay. So just a reminder, there is literally just a couple of days left now to come and join us on our Mission 500 off the pole membership. So even if you don't have a pole at home, if you want to progress, you can build your strength, you can increase your flexibility with that membership, and it is as cheap as we possibly could make it to make it accessible for everyone. So if you want in, click on the link and make sure you get it ASAP. All right. Right. So let's get stuck in with this question on pole qualifications. Okay. Now, I hear pole qualifications and certifications a lot. I don't believe there is a pole qualification because we are not a regulated sport. We can't be qualified in something that we're not regulated in. Does that make sense? I just want to say, guys, before anything, everything I say is just a personal opinion, okay? So just take my opinion with a pinch of salt. Anyway, so there is no qualification as such because we're not regulated. Now, saying that, I believe expert do I think they call it qualification in pole, but I believe it's just a CPD training. So what that means is that you need to be fitness qualified for you to be able to get this training as a qualification, if that makes sense. I think it's reps. I can't remember. I haven't done the fitness side for a little while now. But you've got to continue to work on your professional development, and you can do courses every single year. And I believe experts is one of those that if you've got a fitness instructor qualification, you can do their training as part of CPD. Hope that makes sense. If that makes no sense to you, just ignore me. You probably don't have a fitness qualification. Otherwise, everything else is a certification. And there's lots of certifications that you can do in pole because there's lots of areas of pole, okay? So it's not just like pole fitness and, building the strength up. It could be, I know there's pole, spinning pole training. You can work on, flexibility for pole, strength training for pole. There's lots of different areas of pole that you can get certifications for teaching with. But like I said, certifications for teaching will just come down to it's not regulated, so it's not a qualification, okay? So the only great thing is, as well as being in the UK, so this is going to depend where you are in the world, the certifications can help you get insurance. So like in the UK here, like you'll find there are a lot more insurance companies that will cover you for becoming a pole instructor if you have a certification. Like the certification providers like team up with the insurance companies and like require you to do the courses for you to get insurance and all that good jazz, right? So yeah, in my opinion, like for me, you have to get the certifications to get more options for insurance providers. Okay. So for the UK, it's you kind of need it. I also, let me just go through other countries. Now, I don't know every single country. All I know is I think it's in the US. I don't believe they do require you to have a certification for insurance. I think you can get insurance without it. And a lot of pole studios provide their own in-house training because it's not regulated. Okay. So just bear that in mind. Now, that's not to say that I don't recommend them. I think they're very beneficial for beginners. Again, I haven't done them all. The ones that I've done, I first started was with Pole Passion, then done Spin City and Expert. Those are the three main ones that I've done, okay? So I do think they're beneficial, especially for somebody who is new and has done very little teaching, doesn't know how to create lesson plans, don't know how to do deliver a warm up, those kind of essential things to become an instructor. Yes, I think that can be super helpful. So yeah, I would always at least do one, because that will definitely give you some idea on how to structure your lessons. And again, it really depends what kind of lessons you're doing. So you may want to do several different certifications depending on what aspect of pole you want to deliver in. Okay, but generally I think once you get into teaching and you know, like, you know, your main muscle groups, and you know how to deliver a good warm-up, you know how to hold yourself and keep yourself safe on the pole, and how to correct your students to ensure that they're safely poling. That's the main thing. Now, if you are, which way should I go with this? I'm just going to make sure I try and cover everything as much as I can. So I would always rather go with somebody who has more experience with teaching than has lots of certifications. I actually would rather go to somebody who has 0 certifications over, you know, that, but can teach really well, over somebody who has like hundreds of certifications who doesn't teach very well. So I've seen both. So I've seen, you know, there are certain people that will literally plaster their wall in certifications, but their teaching still isn't great. They just may have, you know, maybe better academically, you know, they're given the answers that the providers are requiring, but it doesn't necessarily mean they may have the knowledge that what they've learned in the lesson, but it doesn't mean they can deliver it well. And I think that's really important when it comes to learning pole, is that you can deliver it well. So yeah, I personally wouldn't choose somebody just because they've got shitloads of certifications. I believe, you know, there are lots of amazing pole instructors out there who have very little to no qualifications or certifications, so they say, that provide such an amazing job, like they do so well. So I don't choose people on their certifications. That's just my personal opinion. Okay, if somebody has 0 pole certifications and they've got 0 experience, we all have to start somewhere at the end of the day. But I would, if somebody's got 0 experience, I would expect them to try and do a certification to get the basics, so that they can write a lesson plan at least to make sure that they're delivering something half reasonable. Hopefully does that make sense? But no, otherwise, you know, if you've already got teaching experience and you've got the knowledge on basic anatomy and physiology, then I don't think it's necessary. I think there are actually, Spin City provide a really good anatomy and physiology course on its own, and I highly recommend it. So there you go. There's that little jazz. Okay, I am not sponsored by them, by the way, so that was just from my own experience. So where was I going with this next? Let's go. So we've had a talk about certifications, not qualifications. Go with somebody who's got experience. So yeah, I would always actually go, now I've got, like, once you've sort of got the knowledge on how to teach, I would prefer, would rather spend my money with other trainers, like not training providers, not to go on courses, but to go on and learn from other instructors who maybe specialize in a particular area. So maybe, you know, one, you know, focuses on strength, okay, strength based. Some others work on flexibility. So I would go, if I wanted to learn a particular skill and understand it a little bit more, I would actually go to an individual and just learn and just, you know, seep as much information from them as possible, and then take that knowledge to be able to pass on to my students. That's how I do it. I find that I get so much more benefit from doing it that way than continuing just to complete certifications, because the certifications for instructor training is to help you teach, is to help you get to teaching, but beyond that, I personally think that you should find and seek out particular instructors who specializes in the area that you want more knowledge in, and you will feel so much more confident, you'll learn so much more, because again, you're taking that knowledge and it's already been put into practice, so you can see how they teach there, and you can take, oh, that's really good, I'm going to take that information and I'm going to teach it that way, or does that make sense? So I find that really helpful. And there's lots of instructors who provide, like, you know, spend a day with them, you know, you can ask them any questions that you have, like you can literally just bombard them and take all the notes that you can, or even if it's just private training or workshops or whatever it may be, that's where I would spend my money more on just doing certification after certification after certification, because that doesn't always give you like I said, knowledge. They say, isn't it? I think Tony Robbins said it. Knowledge isn't power. Knowledge is potential power. Just because you have the knowledge, unless you implement it, it's useless. So I think finding instructors who can take the knowledge that they have and actually pass it on to you and deliver it well, and are not afraid to adapt their training. I think that's so important. Just because something has been done, I think I talked about this the other day when we were talking about different grips and stuff. Just because something has been taught a certain way for a long period of time doesn't mean it's right. Once we learn and grow and understand, okay, that may cause injuries, or actually there's a better way of doing it, adapting and going, you know what, I'm going to change the way I teach that, and this is the reason why, because we have that knowledge now, we have that research, we need to keep developing our skills. So I would, that's the way I do it personally. So when you're learning from others, I said this the other day, you don't want to choose star pollers or like famous pollers, because they might be shit hot at pole. It doesn't always make them a shit hot instructor. So a lot of the times they love pole so much, they just do it. They don't understand how they do it. So when it comes to teaching, they're just like, oh, I just hook my leg there and put my hand up here. That's not going to help you, okay? Or it's not a very good teaching way. And that's where a lot of injuries come into play. So make sure they have the experience and have the reputation to teach well, to be able to learn. Because if you're wanting to, whether you wanted to learn for yourself or I always think if you learn as if you were going to teach it, then you will learn it so much better. So always think about, like, if I was to teach this, what would I need to know? Where are my gripping points? How do I hold the pole? How do I engage the muscles? What muscles am I engaging? And hopefully the instructor will be able to help you with that, if that makes sense. So that is just my, I don't know, it's my little speech on that. So hopefully that helps you in some way. So no, I don't think certifications mean anything unless you can deliver it well. You take that knowledge and become a really good instructor with it. I would much rather go to somebody who has no certifications but has amazing teaching skills, because you're going to get much more benefit from it. But so that's it really. It's short and sweet, I suppose. I haven't got any questions to answer because I'm not live, which is really shit. So I'm going to have a look at if you've got any feedback on that, anything you want to expand on, any questions you may have, please comment below. I'd love to hear them, but I can't think of anything else right now. I think we're good with that. So if you are looking to become a teacher and you've got no experience whatsoever, then yes, definitely at least do one, and then go and find and seek other instructors. That would be my recommendation. Again, personal opinion, okay, take it what you will, but I'm just trying to think. I'm sure I've missed something, but I can't think of it, so I will leave you to it and see you tomorrow. Bye peeps, bye.